We read in the news, or we are the news. We wrote in the news that Mastercard has invested $200 million in MoMo.
Yeah.
And this will give them a 3.8% stake in the fintech product company or whatever of fintech arm of MTN. Chikozi, can you tell us like the implication of this for both Mastercard and MoMo?
Okay, so first, I think this deal going through is a vote of confidence on Africa's fintech potential, or the potential of Africa's financial systems, and that one thing that points to it is a statement by Mastercard CEO, I think about a year ago, also when he mentioned that Africa's infrastructures have gotten to the point where it makes sense for them to invest. So you look back maybe 20 years ago, if you needed to send money, you had to go queue in a bank. You can do it now with your smartphone or with a USSD code. So that's significant advantage in the last 20 years. Significant growth in the last 20 years. So MoneyPoint why the hell am I saying MoneyPoint? MoMo has been part of this through mobile money, and recently we've seen them enter into Nigeria, I think, in the last 2 years. And I think this is a huge move. A lot of people have talked about how telcos, because of their huge distribution networks, could be they could be key in extending financial services to parts of Africa where it was previously unavailable. And this I think would help with that. So, for example, Mastercard has been making quite a few investments in Africa. Last year, they made an investment into Airtel's mobile money service. So this is just Airtel and MTN are like two of the largest telcos on the continent. So they have stakes in both. So it gives them a lot of room to play on the continent, right?
Yeah.
And I think for us now, or for Africa, what you can expect to see is maybe MTN going harder on mobile money, especially in Nigeria, where mobile money for them is still relatively new. Having conversations about whether mobile money has really penetrated as much as was predicted, but then it's just early days. I mean, this is barely 2 years since they launched, so maybe those conversations
we
are
actually
kind of
expected
premature.
much from them when Nigeria was going through a cash crunch.
Yeah, but then it kind of coincided with when they were starting, right? And I don't think it makes any sense to place much expectations on someone who is just starting out. Yes, you have the accumulated experience from all the other countries where you play in, but in those, I think that was like less than 7 months after their launch that we had the whole cash crunch. So they did not have all of those infrastructure to deliver the kind of services that people probably wanted from them. But they've had significant growth. I think they have over 2 million users, 2 million mobile money users, which is significant. Of course, we don't know whether they are just people who moved from, I have an MTN line to MoMo, because
they're active, right?
Yes,
yeah,
if they can tap into their current customer base, that should work for them. And I think with the evolution that is going on, moving from card payments to owning digital wallet and mobile money.
Are you even going? Is it even an evolution, Seth? Because
we are growing into it.
Yes. Okay. So the thing is, card payments are like common in every other part of the world. Very, very.
Okay. Well, evolution will mean one is phasing out for the other. Okay. It's not like it's not like card payments will face out. It's just that this will also be huge.
Yeah, because we have more people with, for example, a mobile money wallet than a bank account. And to the best of my knowledge, mobile money wallets don't come with ATM cards. So, or credit or debit cards. We do not have any of that. So, yeah.
So we are looking forward to how this will deepen the use or adoption of mobile money in Nigeria. And Mastercard is, I don't know if it's really like truly beating Visa to it, being the major players really in the card space. Yeah.
No, I mean, I wouldn't say, so it's still early days again.
Yeah,
so
a partnership with the two hugest
two biggest,
the two largest
mobile money operators, Airtel and MTN.
I mean, so it appears that Visa has like a different strategy. They are working with fintechs. Mastercard seems to have taken the route of going with telcos, but Visa seems to be focusing on fintechs. So now they have a Visa Fintech Accelerator that was launched last year. About 40 startups should be accepted each year, and they aim to invest in about a third of them. So it looks like their own strategy is working with fintechs, and I won't blame them. Much of the growth we've seen in the financial space in the last, let's say, 10 years has been driven by fintechs, and it just makes sense for them to try and tap into there. We also know that it's getting harder for fintechs to get funded. So this is almost there's a huge potential for Visa. There's also huge potential for Mastercard, because at least or nearly half of Africa is still unbanked.
Yeah.
People would dispute those numbers, right? But nearly half of Africa is still unbanked or do not have a connection to the financial system. So that's still hundreds of millions of people.
I think
you could
it's
still bring
good
in.
that they are focusing on the different ends, and the product.
Yeah.
We'll see the result, and I'm sure it will accumulate to be a huge one. To listen to the full conversation, go to podcast.techpoint.africa. Podcast.techpoint.africa. Here's the link. You can click on that or go to Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, Spotify, and anywhere else you get your podcast and search for Techpoint Africa Podcast.